Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. That's better. So my name is Linda Sarsour, and I am the Executive Director at the Arab American Association of New York, and I'm also the National Advocacy Director for the National Network for Arab American Communities. The most important part about who I am is I came here all the way from Brooklyn, New York. I am extremely honored and humbled to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening as someone who, from the deepest of my heart, loves and appreciates everything that CAIR does for us every single day as Muslim Americans in this country. Unfortunately, for me, the work that CAIR does actually has impacted me very personally recently. On September 3rd in New York City, I was a victim of a hate crime. And one of the first calls that I received at the same time that my family was calling was I received a call from Amunihad Awad from CAIR. And it reminded me once again that CAIR is always here for us. And that is why today I am so honored to be here for CAIR. CAIR takes bold positions. CAIR does not compromise the morals and the principles and the values of our community. And that is why we are here today to celebrate 20 years of commitment, of courage, of bravery on behalf of the American Muslim community in the United States. Today, I congratulate CAIR. I congratulate all the heroes across the country in all of our CAIR chapters, many of whom are here with us today. So please, everyone, join me in saying thank you and giving a round of applause to all your CAIR heroes that every single day are defending your rights across our country. And I want to start by introducing a rising star, not only in CAIR, but across the country. A young woman who is an attorney practicing in Ohio and Kentucky, where she focuses on employment law, insurance, defense, and general civil litigation. She's admitted to practice law in all state courts in Kentucky and Ohio and is licensed to practice before the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. She is a member of the American, Kentucky, and Cincinnati Bar Associations. She previously served as president of CAIR's Cincinnati Chapter Board from 2008 to 2013. Please help me give a warm welcome to the first ever woman chair of the CAIR National Board, Roula Allouch.
Assalamu alaikum. What a great introduction, Linda. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you here, have you serving as our MC. Thank you all so much for being here and for your support of CAIR over the years. It is an honor for me on behalf of the National Board of Directors of the Council on American Islamic Relations to welcome you to this, our 20th anniversary banquet. Inshallah, we have a great evening planned with many special guests, potentially a surprise or two, and a performance in the end. We will share and celebrate the successes of CAIR, discuss some of our future challenges, recognize the leadership and service of many individuals and organizations with the CAIR Muslim of the Year Awards, and hear from an incredible lineup of speakers, including Congressman Jim Moran, Congressman Keith Ellison, and our respected brother Altaf Hussein. I want to begin by introducing the National Board of Directors to all of you. These individuals have dedicated countless hours to CAIR, and I wanted to have the opportunity for you all to see and know who they are. We have Dr. Dimmy Jones of Connecticut, who's our board secretary. Brother Ahmed Shihab of New Jersey, who serves as our board treasurer. Sarwat Hussein of San Antonio, Texas. And Sarwat is the first woman to serve on the CAIR National Board of Directors, so she's a true trailblazer. Masoud Nassimi of California, who unfortunately was unable to be here due to some personal commitments, but he passes along his greetings to all of you. And of course, last but not least, Brother Nihad Awad, our executive director and a founder of CAIR. Brothers and sisters, the members of this board have become very dear friends of mine. Their dedication and willingness to volunteer countless hours to this organization and to our community shows their commitment and is extremely inspiring. So, again, thank you to the board members for your commitment. Alhamdulillah, all praise is due to Allah. We at CAIR are truly blessed with an outstanding staff and dedicated volunteers, both in our national office and across the country. We're lucky to have many of these CAIR staff members here today and many of the volunteers with CAIR here today as well. These volunteers put in countless hours working to fight for the rights of our community. They speak out against the Islamophobic environment we face and present an accurate and positive depiction of Islam and Muslims in the media. At this time, I'd like to ask those CAIR staff members from across the country to stand to be recognized. MashaAllah, we're lucky to have these many here with us, and alhamdulillah, we have many across the country. We ask that Allah protect them and reward them and their families for their efforts on the community's behalf. For the past 20 years, CAIR has been a part of the fabric of the American Muslim community in the United States and in fact around the world. And it is the leader in protecting the constitutional rights and the civil liberties of our community. CAIR's mission is to enhance understanding of Islam, encourage dialogue, protect civil liberties, empower American Muslims, and build coalitions that promote justice and mutual understanding. From CAIR's early days, back in 1994 and the mid-90s, we can recall some victories, including a successful campaign involving Nike, and to more recent legal victories, including the anti-Sharia legislation and our fight against that, as well as our leadership against the current Islamophobic network that we as a country and as a community are facing. When CAIR first began, we had a few employees in a small office in Washington, D.C. We now have a large D.C.-based national office with over 20 staff members working full-time to fight for the rights of our community, as well as a whole set of volunteers who work for this cause. Our office is now just a few blocks down from the United States Capitol. And we've also grown across the country. We now have 27 chapters across the country. And in the past 5 years, CAIR has moved even further forward in its role as the leader in our community, protecting the civil rights of our community members by increasing the number of attorneys in our national office and across the country as well. In addition to our civil rights work, CAIR serves as a voice for our community in the news. CAIR leaders speak out bravely against issues facing our community, and they fill us with pride in the process as we watch and observe them and their interaction and their outspokenness for our rights. I encourage you to follow CAIR on social media, but I would ask that you not blame me if you find yourself spending a lot of time watching videos and seeing the pride that I'm talking about in terms of the way our amazing staff handles the questions that they face. Brothers and sisters, of all the great successes that CAIR has had over the years and the leading role it has served in our community, one of the things that I am most proud of is our diversity. CAIR has an environment of inclusiveness. CAIR is not only the leading advocate for civil rights in our community, but it has long been the leader in empowering individuals of all racial and ethnic backgrounds, as well as men and women, to serve our community. We are working truly to cultivate the next generation of leaders in both our sons and daughters. CAIR's diversity at all levels is a huge accomplishment for all of us. We as a community should all be proud of the steps that have been taken. It is reflective and illustrative of the way that of the very civil rights laws that we advocate for, and it's also what we know to be true, that Islam stands for equal rights and justice and opportunity to all, people of all backgrounds, all faiths, and men and women as well. Now, while we've had a number of successes over the years, we face many challenges at this point in history. There's a lot of work, indeed, left to be done. We live in a day and age where we repeatedly hear about violence against Muslims, negative and uninformed statements, sometimes even made by elected officials. and an overall increase in bias against Muslims and members of our community. To continue to fight for and protect the rights of our community, we need your help. I'm inspired to look out and see a room full of people here to support this organization. Without your support, both your prayers and your volunteerism and your financial contributions, CAIR would not have been able to do and achieve the successes that it has had. As we are all a part of these successes, we can all be proud of what CAIR has done. And as we reflect on the past 20 years and we look ahead to the future, we know that we have been blessed in a number of ways, particularly with an outstanding staff and set of volunteers in our national office and across the country. I wanted to take a moment to recognize two individuals in particular who have served this organization and our community since CAIR's inception in 1994. Brother Ibrahim Hooper and Brother Nihad Awad have worked for CAIR and our community for the past 20 years. Both were founders of CAIR. Brother Ibrahim is CAIR's communications director and our national spokesperson. His commitment to his work is unparalleled. His wisdom and expertise have served CAIR and our community over the years. And from what I can tell you, he seems to always be available to provide feedback, to respond to emails. I can email Brother Ibrahim very late at night, very early in the morning. Sometimes I want to test him and just see, will he respond? And he responds, in fact, very, very quickly. His commitment is truly inspiring. And it's hard to put into words what Brother Nihad Awad means to us at CAIR and to the community. He's a personal hero to many in the room, myself included. His leadership to stand with and for our community and to tirelessly advocate for our rights has truly changed the experience of Muslims in America for the better. Through both Brother Ibrahim and Brother Nihad's work, they've established a legacy that has found its way into other organizations in our country. And inshallah, their work will impact our community for generations to come. So while we plan to continue to celebrate them over the next year as part of our 20th anniversary, I'd like to ask both Brother Ibrahim and Brother Nihad to come join me on the stage to be recognized.
Ibrahim Hooper to the stage.
There truly aren't words or tokens of gratitude that we can express to show the extreme gratitude that we have for the work of Brother Nihad, Brother Ibrahim, and truly everyone at CAIR. We just ask that Allah continue to protect them, guide them, and reward them and their families for all of their efforts and all their work. Jazakallah khair again for being here. On behalf of the board, the staff, we welcome you. We thank you for being here. We thank you for your support, and we hope that you enjoy this evening. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.